toxic environments. We all love talking about the toxic work experiences that we have in the workplace. But what about the anti-toxic work experiences? And what do I mean by that? So anti-toxic work experiences are those where the place that you're working is the greatest place in the world. It is the best place. It is everything you ever wanted. Except that's not quite right. And actually, when you dive a little deeper into it, you discover it's maybe not so perfect. So what is the right environment to work in? You know, the situation where you absolutely love the work. You work with owners who like you. All your coworkers are happy. You all get along with each other. The owner pays well. They're very generous. They maybe buy you food. They feed you all the time. And everything is great. It's the ideal work experience that you've always imagined in your mind. But you know, it's not always as it seems, because the number one component of any job that you get should be all about building skill and building your career and preparing you for the next stage in life. Because as you stack different experiences and knowledge together, it helps you for the rest of your life. And so the most important component any job can have, whether the management or the coworkers are good or not, is whether you're learning new skills that are pertain to your career. What happens if that great job that is so wonderful that you never want to leave it, that it is actually so in such a way toxic that it actually gets in the way of your career? And, you know, that's what we're talking about, an anti-toxic work environment. And that's actually what we have here. On Reddit, we have popular confusion 77. How do I quit a good job on the spot? Yes, I managed to find a small shop retail job with wonderful staff and management. They've been so good to me, but I must quit due to an opportunity. I'm a college student, and my professor reached out to me that I can do research under him for 10 weeks, starting this week, 30 hours per week. The research has already started, and I'm already missing so much with summer classes and work, but research is necessary for the career I want to get into. How do I quit on them like that? Especially since I work every day for the rest of the week. That's horrible to throw on them. The time I work exactly conflicts with when I will be doing research. This is a perfect example of anti-toxic work environment, where the job is so wonderful, the job is so perfect, that the person doesn't really want to leave, and they're being a good worker by not wanting to leave and not wanting to screw over the people that have been so nice to them. But at the same time, it's getting in the way of the career that they want to have. When I teach the career roadmap with job seekers, the first thing you always want to do is you always want to identify whatever it is that one job is that you want to have at the end of the road. So within, you know, maybe 5 years or whatever your time frame is, you say, hey, by the end of the road, I want to be, I don't know, let's just say an archaeologist. Let's just make up something. You want to be an archaeologist, and you say, okay, what do I have to be an archaeologist? And, you know, you just walk backwards a little bit. And on the career roadmap, you're going to list all the things that you need. You're going to need the degree. You're going to need work experience. You're going to need somebody who wants to take you on archaeological digs and things like that. Let's just pretend that you have a career roadmap in your hand. And at the top of that career roadmap, it said archaeologist who, I don't know, let's just say becomes an expert in dinosaur bones. Let's just pretend for a little bit. And so at the top of your list, you have archaeologist, expert at dinosaur bones. And then you have your roadmap, and on your road, you have things like getting a PhD, getting a master's, getting your bachelor's, working in the field, that sort of thing, working in archaeology, going on different digs, that sort of thing. And you say, okay, these are all the components, these are all the building blocks I need in order to become an archaeologist who's an expert in dinosaur bones. While you're in college, you have a retail job. I don't know, let's just pretend you're selling, let's just say flowers. You're selling flowers. And you work at the flower shop, and it's a nice job, and everybody is perfect, and everything is wonderful. And, you know, it's not quite exactly what you want to do in life, and it's not exactly listed on your career roadmap, but it is fun, and the people there are great, And, you feel like you'd let them down if you ever left. The job seekers I work with, when we set up a career roadmap, the number one rule of that career roadmap is, if that is your ideal destination, and in this case, the archaeologist, if that is your true destination, then you do not deviate from that career roadmap. Because that is one of the number one mistakes job seekers do, is they will let some job derail them from their career roadmap. And then before you know it, they're working some stupid job where, maybe it pays okay, but that wasn't really what they had in mind. They never, really planned on, I don't know, let's just say being a plumber assistant while they wanted to be an archaeologist 5 years ago. But while this is all well and good, there are some real realities that are going on here. And, unfortunately for this person, they do so great, and they just love the people that they work with so much. But there are just some uncomfortable truths when it comes to jobs like this that are anti-toxic workplaces. And that is, they don't really care about you that much. They really don't. They don't. Because the thing is, regardless of whether you're working with good people or bad people, incompetent people, no matter what, the managers, the owners that you work with always want good people to work with them. Why? Because they want to be able to trust that you as a person who is working for $10 an hour or less is just as competent, just as trustworthy as the owner of the company. Now just think about it. If you owned a company and you said, well, I can't be in the shop selling, I don't know, fish sticks 24 hours a day. I need a break. But I could hire this one person at $10 an hour to sell my fish sticks for 8 hours in the day, giving me plenty of time to be at home and sleep and do whatever it is I want to do. Why wouldn't you do that? If you're an owner and you have a chance to bring in somebody truly competent who could truly do the job at a much reduced rate than yourself, absolutely you would take it. And I think this is one of those things in our culture right now where we are so desperate to experience something that is good in life, especially when it comes to employment, that we are so willing to just sacrifice ourselves for whatever damn thing comes along. And then there's the flip side that happens in our culture as well, where nobody is willing to sacrifice at all. And so we there's some of us that are saying, oh yeah, we are willing to do whatever it takes to be successful at this job. And I love that I'm working with great people. But the reality is, while they maybe do care about you as a person, but really what they really need is somebody they can trust. And they love the fact that you like working there. And they love the fact that they depend on you and you depend on them. It's a great opportunity for them, because if you were to quit, they would have to find somebody else. And the chances are only about, 20% of people are at all trustworthy. And so the chances of them finding a great person who could come in and work and do the job and be willing to get paid $10 an hour, tough luck. Good luck finding anybody who's in that boat. The other problem is, when we're in workplaces, and this is whether you're underpaid or not, but when you're in a workplace where you're really comfortable and you said, yeah, I'm really comfortable with this, it's very easy to just say, well, I know I can go there and work. I know I can go there and get a job. It's maybe not on my career roadmap, but it's a good job. It's a job that pays the bills. And so many of us fall into that trap because we are so willing and so desperate to find some sort of safety, some sort of comfort, someplace that likes us just an ounce, that we're willing to sacrifice everything just for comfort. I know one of the biggest mistakes I made when I was in college is I worked in our state fair maintenance department, and I worked there every summer while I was in college. Was I going to work in a state fair maintenance department for my career? No, not at all. Actually, there were no skills I really learned in that job that really did me much good other than maybe supervising. But, the biggest harm that came from that is once it was time for me to graduate from college, graduate from Iowa State, I didn't have any job lined up. I had no skills that could help me find a job, help me land anything that was in the career field that I was in. And so ultimately, of course, I realized this way too late, many years later, you need to make sure that what you're doing while you're in college sets you up for after college. Because the goal of college is not to go to college and have fun and fart around and maybe someday figure out what you want to do for your life. No, the goal of college is to get the education that you need for a specific career that you want. And so if you want to be an accountant, well, you better damn well get at least a bachelor's degree in accounting. That's the purpose of college. And so if you're going to be at college and you're not going to focus on what happens after college, you're wasting your time and money. Last thing I just want to address here is they say, I don't want to quit on them like that. I understand you don't want to be that guy who just quits out of nowhere. You don't want to be that person. And, kudos to you. That's mighty nice of you. But unfortunately, again, this does not fit on your career roadmap. And if these people truly are as nice as you say they are and as great to work with as you say they are, then you'll say, look, I'm really sorry. I want to be an archaeologist for the rest of my life, and I have the most wonderful opportunity to go do a dig. I'm sorry, I can't continue working here. It's as simple as that. Just be respectful, just be honest. And if the employer is really as good as you say they are, they're going to be like, whoa, that is awesome. You should definitely go for that. Yeah, we'll totally make it work here. We understand. And a lot of times employers, while you're in college, generally understand you're a college student. Things are going to change. Things are not set in stone. And many of them are actually quite supportive of you leaving for new opportunities if it fits your career goals. And so I say to Popular Confusion 77, go for it. Don't ever let anything that is not on your career roadmap derail you from your career. Just have a discussion. Say, look, I need to move on. I love this place. I love you guys, but it's time for me to go to pursue my career. And that's all you need to do. And if they get mad, if they get angry, if they start yelling, saying, I'm sorry, I got to go, goodbye. That's it for today. I'm SB Graham. This is Jobferno. If you have any questions, send me an email at questions@jobferno.com, and I will answer that as soon as I can. And as always, choose skills over money.